When nuclear clowns come, they come not in single spies, but in battalions. Nuclear Clown TV is live and broadcasting to you from the deepest corner of your parents' home. I am your loyal host, Dave, the irradiated one, with a side of atomic. And, occasionally I like to touch boobs. And you can't really do this a whole lot if you like role-playing games, wrestling, and, things of this nature. So I gotta mix it up a bit here and there. And one of the manly, muscular, awesome wood-chopping type things that I sort of like nowadays is mixed martial arts. When I first saw any of this stuff, I was really bored to tears by it because, as you know, I like wrestling and I like people wearing capes and masks and the drama and the theatrical flair of oily men rolling around, touching each other. And MMA, I thought, just kind of lacked any sort of, character or fun, I guess you could say. And I don't know, I guess I didn't appreciate it too much when I first tried to kind of sit there and watch it. But as I got familiar with the fighters, and kind of the sport in general, I really do like it. I enjoy it quite a bit, and it does entertain. And it has kind of a consistent flow that wrestling doesn't have, with the belts and the kind of legitimacy of it all that I sort of want in pro wrestling without it losing kind of its humor and its fun. So hopefully pro wrestling will get to the point where I can really, really get into it. But, what really got me into this whole thing was way back when Sega Dreamcast came out. They had a UFC game for that, and I bought it at the time. It was like, I don't know, in the mid-90s or something like that. And I had fun with it. It was a pretty simple game, and I thought it was all right. And but I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. So when I heard that they were doing a 360 version of UFC, I said, hey, why not? I had fun with the last one 10 years ago. I haven't gotten any more handsome since then. My calendar is clear. Let's play some video games. So I went out and I bought it and I played it, and you know what? It's a really, really good game. UFC 2009 Undisputed. See, my reviews are always really late because, 2010 is going to come out in May. So pretty much a week after this video's up, the next one's going to be out. But I don't like to review stuff unless I've really had time to sit and kind of go through it. And I played that game a lot, and it kind of fits in with the UFC video, so I'm even throwing in a review. Because it's you, man. Because it's you. Because you and I have a relationship that will surpass the ages. UFC is, it's fun to watch. I do like it quite a bit. And this game really made me take more interest and kind of get to know the fighters a bit more and sort of lured me in. And now it's something that I do like and that I do appreciate. The game itself, I think, is very good. It's really the first kind of next generation UFC game that they've done. So there is some stuff that's left out. You can't do, fighting against the cage, and there are submission holds that are not in the game, which kind of disappointed me because I want to heel hook somebody real bad. But they did a whole lot right. Kind of like how Borderlands got a lot of passes for being the first kind of a new genre. The same thing goes with this. I think for an opening effort, man, is it good. It's really, really, really good. The character creation is kind of plain. Your guy sort of looks like just a regular guy, but I mean, they are just regular guys, so I guess that makes sense. I mean, you're not going to have masks or red eyes or anything like that. But it would have been nice if you could kind of, some more options would have been cool. But hey, it's a first effort. Give them time, folks. They're going to only get better at this stuff. Another really bad part about UFC Undisputed 2009, This thing is going to make your controller tap out. Like, if you have a submission hold in place, you have to, like, jam on the circle button like a wax on, wax off kind of deal, as hard and as fast as you possibly can. And it's probably easier to get out of a submission hold for real than get out of one in this game, because you have to kill your controller. My A button sticks, my circle pad thing is all screwed up, and my controller won't even talk to me anymore. That you're gonna have to definitely deal with in this game. It's gonna really, really rough up your controller, something crazy. The loading is a little bit cumbersome, kind of at times. You know, all the menus and stuff like that, and you can't fight between weights, which kind of sucks if you're making if you want to fight a friend and he made a lightweight fighter and you made a welterweight fighter. You cannot tussle because you have too many carbs, my friend. That, you know, it kind of sucks. You know, I think you will end up making one character for every weight class. I know I did, and I'm sure it's not because I don't have a life or anything. But that does kind of suck if, you know, you want to play somebody and their created fighter is in a weight class that yours is not. The thing about UFC Undisputed that I really, really like, one of the things, you use every single button on the controller pretty much during the course of the fight, and it sounds complex and confusing, and at first it is, but once you get it down, it is really intuitive, strangely intuitive, being that you're using all the buttons pretty much, during the course of the fight. It's really, really a nice blend, I feel. So you can't just pick it up and button mash your way to a victory. If you're playing somebody who's better than you with this game, chances are you're going to lose. And I think that's the way it should be. I always get intimidated by the games like Madden and stuff with the teams, and there's so much, a ton of different people, and everything's just so complicated. It's like a math problem almost with a lot of those sports games. But when it's cut down to not a team and just one-on-one, I think it's a lot better. And for me, at least, it's a lot better. And after a while, I mean, you really do just kind of get used to the way the controls go. Another kind of little complaint I have: when you create a fighter, you pick his styles. You have a stand-up style, a striking style, and you have a grappling style. And you improve on these and get new spiffy special moves by going to things called camps, where they have a little list of all the stuff that you got to do to get points, which will improve your score and make you awesome in the eyes of your peers. And a lot of the things you have to do are it's in the context of a real fight. Like, it'll give you a list of things to do against an opponent that you're actually fighting in your camp, and you have a certain amount of time to get as much as you possibly can, score as many points as you can by doing this or that. A lot of times, my opponent just would not cooperate with me. If you have to, let's say, knock down your opponent 3 times, and you knock him down twice, and then he'll just lay on his back and stare at you, and he will not get up and just drain the clock. It's not a huge problem, but you'll definitely run into it, and it's a little frustrating. And then you'll go to beat up your controller, and you'll say, "Wait, I'm beating up my controller enough playing this goddamn game." That kind of got on my nerves after a bit, because it does happen with a little bit more frequency than I'd like. But the new one I'm really looking forward to. It seems to have some new mechanics in there. I saw a little teaser video with some action up against the cage, which is a nice little touch. And 2010 I will definitely pick up when it comes out, and I'll put it in, and I'll say, "I'm sorry, controller, but I have to play this game again," and my controller will say no, and it'll disintegrate right in my hands, and off to the store I go to purchase another one. But UFC and MMA stuff, I do like it. I want to do horrible things to Gina Carano, and I think that's the point. And I don't know why in UFC they don't allow the girls in there. I mean, viable commodities, skilled. It's not like they go in there and roll around. It's not like a WWE diva match or anything like that. It's only money that they're missing out on, and giving the edge to Strikeforce for actually having it, encouraging it, and promoting it. But what do I know? Not a whole lot. But what I do know, I'll share with you because you like me, right? Please. UFC 2009 Undisputed for the Xbox 360 is a very good game. You can probably find it for $30, or you could wait about 2 hours till the 2010 comes out. Me and my prompt reviews. This is Nuclear Clown. Out.